The third e-learning module of the ICE project is called Service and Maintenance to Reduce Carbon. We made a special, an entire e-learning module about service and maintenance, because everybody knows if you need to have an efficient cold store, if you want your refrigeration plant to work as it's supposed to, you need good service and maintenance. And it doesn't always have to be very costly, the maintenance. Some of them are very things you just know. You don't have anything to do special for them, but it's just common sense and you get a long way. So in this module here, you will, after you have learned this, you will understand the quality and cost of the refrigeration you have. It will show you reduce the cost of your refrigeration, improve the reliability of your system, and the more reliable your system is, the less the service costs will be, and how smaller the environmental impact of your plant will be. I want to highlight this. This is actually very important also, getting to know your plant. It's very important for anyone if you want an efficient plant, if you want to get the most out of your cold store, you need to know your refrigeration plant. What do I have? How does it work? And a good way of getting to know your plant is perform a survey. A survey, you can do it yourself. You can be very basic, but even with basic surveys you get a lot of information from your plant that maybe you knew or maybe you just didn't know. A survey consists actually, what are you cooling? You have of course your product, that's the food or all the other products that you want to cool or refrigerate, but you also have parasitic loads. For instance, you cool more than you think you're supposed to cool. For instance, in a cold store you have light, and all lights give heat. So that heat is dissipated into the cold store, but you have to cool that heat also. So that is something else you have to know. This is just one incident, you have more than just lights. So it's very important to know what do you actually cool. And this is very logical, the product you know, but don't keep an eye on those parasitic loads. Then it's also important, if you know what to cool, what do you have installed? What type of compressor, what type of condensators, evaporators, how do they work? So if you know something about how they work, then you can make them as efficient as possible. Another thing, of course, cost to run. Everything you do costs money, so yeah, operating costs, for instance. Here in the next pages we have 4 simple steps, and if you follow the 4 steps you will get a rough estimate about your operation costs. If you want it in detail, there are other tools available in the ICE project, but this is something you can just do really quickly. You get a general idea of what does it cost for your plant. You just follow the steps, and we also incorporated an example so you can see how this works. You have good housekeeping, very important. Now, for good housekeeping, it doesn't, like said here, good housekeeping does not require special skills. It's just common sense. Those are the things you just know. Most of them you just know and you just do on yourself. Yeah, how you have to keep your materials clean. You have to keep it as cold as possible. If something isn't right, you have to repair it yourself or send it out to someone else for repair. Now, this is something I didn't explain. Sometimes you will see these blue links, you can click on them and they collapse open to give you more information. This is something most of you will do this, but it's very important. Just check them if you do them all. Most of these things, it doesn't cost any money. It takes a very short time, but it's very important, and you will see you will benefit from it. Also, the same sort of checklist for the rooms itself. So of course, the rooms are colder than the surrounding buildings, so keep the doors closed as much as possible. Of course, do not spread it directly in front of the evaporators, because then the cold air cannot get into the entire room. If you see something what isn't right, if there are ice on the floor and the walls, yeah, you should report it, because that can be a hazard and can doubt of a problem. Also other areas. Another important thing is monitoring. Yeah, if you have a good monitoring system, you know what's going on in your cold store or with your refrigeration plant. Keep your monitoring plan should be as simple as possible, but it should do everything you need it to do. So it's actually, yeah, you have log sheets incorporated, you have a lot of information here available. So yeah, maintenance part, of course, yeah, there are types of maintenance, the schedules, when do you do your maintenance, monitoring the contractor. Can you do it in-house, or do you have to find a contractor for your maintenance, choosing the right one. You have actually a lot of information here available about service and maintenance and how it can greatly improve the efficiency of your store and thus generate more money for you. So now we go off to the fourth e-learning module. The fourth e-learning module is called Energy Efficiency through Plant Design and Retrofitting. This module is actually meant, and it's created that way, to be a step-by-step guide to improve the efficiency in medium and large-scale industrial refrigeration systems for cold stores. And how came that to be? Actually, it proposes two solutions. Solution 1 is actually intended for your existing system. It shows you a 6-step process how you can improve your existing plant. And then, like I said before, first step is review your refrigerant amount. Know how much you have to cool, why you have to cool. Then review your installation. That's a visual check. And then review coolant distribution system. Then you go over to your plant controls, set points and heat rejection. Then it's important to optimize your maintenance. And last one is the monitoring. Measure your improvements. All these 6 steps are explained in the following pages. And then if you do them, you can check them all and you can see how your system fits into them, what improvements you can make in your system. The second solution is not for existing plants, but if you want to create a new system. It is a 7-step process in order to set up a new system. Same here, these are the 7 steps listed here and they are all explained in the following pages. So step 1 is design with a whole system approach. That's important. Design for a year-round efficiency. You have to, because temperature in winter, outside temperature in winter is not the same as in summer, so that you have to keep this in mind, that the temperature outside temperature has an influence on the inside of your cold store. Consider heat recovery. Step 3 is if you can use your heat again, you can recover it. It will greatly improve your efficiency. That's something you need to consider. Select the correct refrigerant. You can have the best system you want, but you have to also look at which refrigerant is the most efficient and the best for the things I needed to do. That's something you have to look at. It's listed how and what, so that's important. Select the heat transfer fluids, of course. Select a correct and a good compressor. Like said in the earlier modules, there are different type of compressors. You need to use the one that is the most efficient for your plant in combination with your refrigerant, of course. And then the last thing is the same as the 7th actually, but it handles about select the correct evaporators and condensers. All the 7 steps from this are explained in the pages listed below. And that's the main thing. The 4th module, yeah, of course it's longer than it looks, because all these things they go open, so you have more information on it. But it's not used for me. It's no point for me to go to over all pages. Just know it is a practical guide. And if you have an existing system, you want to check it how well it performs or how you can make possible improvements, just take solution 1. And if you're interested, how will a new system, what will it cost me, of how much money will it make me, then just follow these 7 steps and you get an idea of what you want. The 5th and last e-learning module of the ICE project is called Increasing Energy Efficiency through Site Surveys and Advice. Now, if you open the e-learning module, you will probably think maintenance, proper operation, assess and reduce heat loads. We already covered this in other modules. Yes, we did, and no, we didn't. Because this module is especially created for not technical people. So I mean for the owners of cold stores, of the cold store operators. Here, the maintenance proposed here is something very basic, what everybody can do. Although, if you have a very technical background, it's okay. If you don't have one, it's no problem. This is just for someone who owns a cold store, who walks in and he sees a problem. For instance, here, icing of the evaporator. If you see ice on the evaporator, it's not a good thing. You have to check into it. And that's how this module is created. So maintenance here is very important, very simple things. It's very intuitive, no problem. No technical thing is needed, for instance. So yeah, of course, if you see icing on something, if you see insulation, broken insulation, this is on the right, you see very good insulation, on the right you see bad. You don't have to be technical to know if insulation is bad, you will lose heat through it, and it's gonna cost you in your efficiency. Another important thing, very large, is door protection. Here, they get bigger. That's all types of. You have strip curtains or fast rolling doors. If you see a strip curtain which is not the correct way it should be, then you know there is a problem. So this module is actually, on the first, it maybe look very simple, but it's just created in that purpose, so everybody can do it. The lighting, of course. Check what is the problem. Yeah, the main reason is in the cold store you don't have windows, so you need light, but every light produces also heat, and that heat you need to cool down as well. Good operation, how to assess heat loads and reduce them. Very simple way without, yeah, you can go into here, your products, you can do transmission heat from fans. Yeah, these are all simple things, but if you check them all, you can reduce a great deal with them. And of course, we end this module with some simple examples. Here are 4 examples that we added them just to give you an idea of how much you can reduce, and these are actual figures done by the ICE project with our surveys we did in different cold stores in Europe. So you see that if you follow it, chances will be you will reduce, that's no problem. But maybe in your case, if you already have a very efficient plant, your energy efficiency will not increase greatly, but maybe you can change your maintenance and then you have less costs that way. So yeah, I think for everybody there is something in this course. If you're interested in them, please check them out. Like I said before, just one website, wait, I will quickly go to it, .ice-e.eu. You will find everything about this project here. Especially in my case, I talked about the e-learning part. It's free, it's available for everyone. So all you need is a computer, internet and a browser, and off you go. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you later.